Hi, I'm Nigel Landis. Welcome and thank you for joining me for this short preview for the next episode of the Private Reflections podcast. In this episode, I'm joined by Julie Finney as we discuss her son, Navy veteran David Finney, the impact of his death, and the collective fight that helped establish the Royal Commission into Defence and Veteran Suicide in 2021.
The marching out parade as such was fantastic, just to watch them all be so disciplined when I'd had this son that was anything but disciplined, and watching that discipline was wonderful, knowing that he was happy that he'd made it. Yeah. It was also there that I got my first disappointment in defence, and that was we had a dinner afterwards, and it was an affront to how I feel when they said, "You're not family anymore, we're his family now." And although I understand that talk now, and they're adults, I know that we have to let go, but as a family member, you would never let our children suffer the way they do. No. And I'm not saying that you can't have discipline, you can't, but leadership often does it just to show who's the boss, that we can break you. And so when they said now their family, I'm not, 20 years on or 25 years on, I see that a lot different. His mates were his family, the leadership was not.
What understanding do you want people to take away from your statement?
I don't want to be an advocate or a campaigner in this space. I want to be a mother that fulfills David's legacy, and I feel that his legacy is to want every veteran to be okay, to live well and to get what they deserve. And that's not always money. Every time we say that get what they deserve, people think we're talking about money, but we're not. We're talking about mental health treatment, or it's not weak to speak. No. And when we talk about are you okay, that we actually make the phone call, that we don't just put a Facebook post saying are you okay. Sometimes we need to make the phone call to make sure that people are okay. Yeah. I want that to be a part of Dave's legacy, and I'm sure every parent that's lost a son or a daughter or a loved one to veteran suicide, I'm sure they want that to be a part of their person's legacy as well. There is a difference between discipline and bullying, if you like. Mm-hmm. We know that we need a defence force with discipline and with harder personalities, if you like. But we don't need people to be bullied, or certainly bullied to death. I was watching a story of Brock Hewitt, who was a veteran who was missing, and his parents were asking for him to come home. Yep. On the 26th of January, Australia Day, his body was found. I watched it, had a few tears, moved on. But it was only 5 days later that I got the knock on the door. I didn't really know what veteran suicide was. I didn't know that this was a thing, that this was so endemic with our Defence Force.
I'm lost for words with that. The general public, it's not something that we have an awareness of or give a moment of our day to consider.
It took me a while to realise that nobody was really interested in the death of my son, that what they were interested in was that I stayed silent.
If you'd like to access this episode or the full Private Reflections series, you can find the link to Patreon in the description below. Most of the content is free to listen to, and some of the episodes are available for a small fee, with a portion of those proceeds being donated to registered charities supporting veterans. I look forward to having you join me for this episode and for future conversations in the Private Reflections podcast. Until then, thanks for listening.